In the spring of 1953, a young man named Thabo Mthembu stepped into our modest law office in Johannesburg. His eyes burned with a defiance I knew well, a fire kindled by the same injustice that drove me. The room was small, its walls thin, letting in the dusty scent of the city and the faint hum of life beyond. But within those walls, something momentous was taking shape. Thabo, a factory worker from Sophiatown, had been arrested for an act that struck at the core of apartheid. He had burned his passbook. Don't pass that wretched document every black South African was forced to carry under the pass laws. It was more than paper. It was a shackle, a number, and a photograph that dictated where we could go, where we could work, where we could exist. To set it ablaze was to declare war on the system itself. Thabo's story spilled out in a rush. He had joined a protest in Sophiatown, one of many sparked by the ANC Defiance campaign of 1952. That night, under a sky heavy with stars, dozens of us gathered. We held our passbooks high, lit matches, and watched the flames consume them. The fire crackled, a defiant roar against the silence of oppression, and for a moment we felt free. But freedom came at a cost. The police descended like wolfsbattens, swinging, boots stomping, dousing our fires with violence. Thabo was seized, his face bloodied, and charged with destruction of government property. The penalty loomed large, months in prison, perhaps worse. Yet as he stood before me, bruised but unbroken, I saw not a defeated man, but a warrior. His act was a spark, and I vowed to make it a beacon. I took his case with a fervor that consumed me. The pass laws were the bedrock of apartheid, a cruel mechanism to keep us in chains. To fight them was to strike at the regime's heart, and as a lawyer, I saw my chance to wield their own laws against them. Oliver Tambo and I burned the midnight oil in our office. The typewriters clatter a war drum against the night. We crafted a defense that laid bare the passbook's tyranny's reduction of human lives to bureaucratic ink, its daily humiliation of our people. We knew the courtroom would be no sanctuary. It was a battleground, and we armed ourselves with words and will. The trial day dawned, and the courthouse stood like a monolith of white rule. Inside, the air was thick with the smell of polished wood and the weight of power. The gallery buzzed with life activists cramming the benches, journalists scribbling notes, and ordinary folk drawn by whispers of Thabo's courage. The prosecutor rose, a wiry man with a sharp Afrikaans accent, his words cold and precise. He branded Thabo a menace, a disruptor of law and order, and held up the passbook as a sacred relic of control. "This document ensures peace," he sneered, as if peace could be forged from subjugation. I sat, fists clenched, waiting for my moment. When I stood, my voice cut through the room, steady as a drumbeat. I held a passbook aloft, its edges worn from countless hands, and spoke its truth. "This is no mere paper," I declared. "It is a chain, a brand that marks us as less than men. Thabo Mthembu did not destroy property, broke a shackle." I painted a picture of Thabo's life, a hard-working man, a provider for his family, crushed by a law that made his very existence a crime. I invoked the Defiance campaign, our righteous stand against unjust laws, and challenged the court to see the moral rot at the system's core. To punish him, I concluded, is to punish a man for daring to claim his humanity. The silence that followed was heavy, the tension a living thing, but I saw flickers of thought in the faces around me. The judge, a gaunt figure draped in black, sat unmoved. His eyes avoided mine, his verdict already etched in his mind. When he spoke, his voice was ice. The law is the law. The passbook is government property, and its destruction cannot be tolerated. 6 months in prison, he decreed. The gavel's crack a blow to our spirits. The gallery stirred, a low wave of anger and sorrow, but Thabo stood tall. As the guards took him, he turned to me, his voice a quiet thunder. "Madiba, they can jail me, but they can't jail the struggle." His resolve steadied me, a lifeline in the storm of defeat. The loss cut deep, but it was not the end. Thabo's case rippled outward, a stone dropped in still water. The Defiance campaign grew stronger, fed by his bravery. Newspapers spread the tale of a young man, a burning passbook, a stand against tyranny, and it took root in the hearts of our people. In the days that followed, more fires lit the night, more passbooks turned to ash, and the regime's iron grip weakened, if only by a thread. Thabo's sacrifice became a rallying cry, a symbol that freedom was worth the fight. In the quiet of our office after the trial, the city's hum a faint echo, I sat with my thoughts. We had lost the battle, but we had won a greater prize, a spark of hope, a chink in the system's armor. Thabo had shown that chains could be broken, that defiance could light the way. His courage, and that of countless others, fueled me. The road to justice stretched long and treacherous ahead, but I knew we would walk it step by step, fire by fire, until we were free. To those who hear this tale, let Thabo's stand stir you. Whatever binds you, whatever wrong you face, defiance is your strength. Raise your voice, take your stand, and let your fire burn bright, for it is not the weight of oppression that shapes us, but the unyielding flame of our will to overcome it.